Hello YouTube, Red to Green here again with another recap. Today is January 13th, 2022, and I'm up more than break even, and I'm up more than in the last 3 days, three trading days, 4 trading days maybe. I'm up $284 and 60 cents, 56 cents. So I traded 4 stocks: BTCS, Dave, GMVD, and TKAT. So the better stock for me today was GMVD, and I traded it afternoon range, that area where I think around 11 o'clock. That's when I started really get on it, right? Push that pedal to the metal. So I was scalping micro pullbacks and small breakouts on it. Nothing really sustainable on it before that, and that break of 60 actually betted another 50 cents or so into the 4. So if you were to trade that range, but again, it's difficult, right? It's tough because you don't know if it's going to hold or not. So just to hold a position into that break, maybe break of high. I was expecting that to sell off and the shorts to come in, but we actually pushed it higher and retested that 4 level and broke 4 into the 420. So that's the range I was trading, and then I actually was excited that we start pushing above that 405 level into the 410, and I was actually hoping for another 420 test, and it didn't happen. But I was surprised the 410 happened, because knowing how much the short sellers love to get in on those high of day breakouts, right, to push the stock lower and then to cover. So overall, the fills on TOS were great on GMVD. Can't complain for scalping. My 2 seconds, 3 seconds trades definitely worked out with TOS, and I'm up $195 on GMVD. Nothing too crazy as far as the moves in the stock overall. So like I said, maybe 3-5 cents here and there. Just scalp my way up almost to $200. So I'm glad we saw some volume coming in after 11 o'clock for at least some of the stocks, right? Otherwise it was dead. And I definitely took the opportunity and capitalized on some of that move. My share size on GMVD was around 250 shares, and kind of towards the end of that whole move, I started trading 500. I should have probably started earlier, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Maybe it could have just hurt me more, right? So you never know. But that's how I did. I'm green, almost $200 on it. I'm green on all 4 stocks I traded. BTCS, that was another stock I traded, and that thing was annoying because it looked like it was gonna move, but then it didn't move. And those I took a pop on that BTCS to 807, I believe 809. I think it was around this area, around 1105, right before GMVD started to move. And I actually got a good feel on it. It popped into the 809, I believe. Where was that area? That's actually a little bit. It's right here, I think. Yeah. It's around this area. I got filled at 90, and I took my profit into the 807. And what happened next? It's crazy. It's actually sold off right away. It was literally there for a split second, and TOS thankfully filled me at 807. The high was 809, and that was definitely an interesting fill with TOS, and actually let me have my 2 cents off the top, which is never happens. I would have suspected to be break even on that trade, because as soon as I push the sell button, that stock flushed, and usually with TOS you get the bottom fill, considering it's no commission, right? So that was a good $50 trade. I had 250 shares. What was it? 17 cents per share. So almost $50. I was up like $15-17 on it before, so now $49.70 on it. So can't complain. As you can probably see as I'm talking, it did oh god, it did push through the VWAP. It actually finally broke that 810 area and pushed into 850, 860. Didn't really touch 9, but we definitely saw that volume push. And look at this, for the past 15 minutes it's been selling off like crazy, and it's been selling off without even pullback. So guess what, guys? If you're trying to get in on pullback and you got in thinking, hey, maybe 850 will hold, right? It doesn't. Then you scale in. Oh, maybe that previous resistance now becomes a support at 830. It did bounce a little bit to 847, right? And you got in that second scale in, quote unquote. And look at that, it keep flushing, and then you kind of like, okay, looks like 810 potentially, maybe VWAP area could be a bounce. So you probably got in for the third scale in at about 810, and you waited for it to bounce. It did bounce, so it kind of gave you this hope, right, to set up this consolidation, maybe a curl area potentially. And it got to be a flat top around 810. I see 809 so it never broke that 810. So that's where you kind of like, okay, that's the consolidation, that's the bounce, right? Makes sense. I mean, look, it's a previous resistance, now becomes a support plus a VWAP. Irrational drop down, so it makes sense. Volume is lower than that push volume on the high. So I mean, everything lines up, right, to get in. And look at this, it's sold off, and it continues selling off. It stair-step selling off. So what that means is somebody actually dumping shares. What they're doing is they can't dump them all at once. They doing them in increments, right? They wait for that. They dump it. They see how people react, and maybe they see buyers coming in or something. They kind of sell that into them a little more, because otherwise, if they dump all of them at once, first of all, I think it would look suspicious. Second of all, they will definitely get a lot worse price on average, because if they dump here, they get filled with a million shares at 781, right? And that second million that they have will get filled at 718, 720. Rather than doing that, they dump in maybe 100 or 50,000 at a time, and their overall average is about 30 cents higher. So on that many shares, that makes a difference for sure on your books. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Just watch out for this BTCS. Don't marry it. Definitely weird price action on it. I didn't trade this area, but just kind of observed it. I was near my computer. Dave was another stock. It actually popped at the market open on the low volume, surprisingly, but it was popping. It actually looked very uniform for me to trade. I don't like this. You see the uniformity of these candles? It's like it doesn't give you an area of a pullback. It doesn't let you get in anywhere. You can FOMO in and try to ride the momentum, but usually you want to see that pullback and reassurance of the buyers, right, which you weren't getting here. But you did get it right here on this potentially a bull flag set up, a break of this flat top or semi-flat top around 690 into that 730 area, and then instant sell-off. I believe that's the area I traded on this. Nothing crazy on it. The stock actually was odd, and the odd in terms of the spread and everything what was going on, because the spread sometimes shows 1 cent, and then on that breakout, a 1 minute breakout or 5 minute breakout, you see the 6 cent to 9 cents spread, and it's just way too much. And sometimes when you trade breakout, when you scalp breakouts, you need that 1 cent, 2 cent spread to get profitable. TKAT. TKAT was interesting. I'm green on TKAT. So TKAT, I basically green on it because Thinkorswim was given some good fills, and I traded TKAT after the HALT resume bounce of that 418. So that was the area for me to trade that, and I believe I was down and up on it. It was interesting. It was a 10-minute halt, right? And it was one of those trades bounce off of the low kind of setup. So like try to fish for that low, because otherwise the next setup would be a break of that high at 440, and it actually did break the 41. So I know, did I take it? I don't remember if I took it or not, but I was hoping for that curl. So TKAT, I was kind of watching this, right? So that halt resumed and kind of trying to, maybe it was gonna push here. It didn't. I got out. I waited for this to consolidate, and it was consolidating. So if you were trading these pullbacks and bouncing, and look at this, like that halt level resume at 411. That's a good area to get in, right? Around 410, 4.5, yeah, well, 410, and bounce and trade it to 440. But who knew, right? But it's something to consider, right? If you're trading pullback, especially after halt resumes, maybe those are the good areas to look for. But I was definitely looking for that curl. I was looking for that curl up to test the 470s, 460 areas again, and it never happened. I'm up $23 on it. I think that's the money from the halt resume bounce. You know how when the stock resumes, it just goes nuts. It goes crazy, right? Sometimes level 2 cannot even keep up. And all you see that split second level on level 2 if you have fast level 2. I believe DAS is awesome for halt resumes. I don't like the way Lightspeed changed their level 2 speed. Like it doesn't have that flicker that DAS has. So DAS still has the overall sense of speed and sense of volatility in the level 2. It doesn't consolidate it like other platforms do. Like for example, I know E-Trade, it consolidates the volatility. Thinkorswim totally consolidates the volatility a lot, and Lightspeed used to not do that. Like a year ago when I had Lightspeed, they used to have the similar price action as DAS, and all of a sudden they changed. They started to consolidate the volatility. I don't know if it was, I don't know what happened. Maybe I personally feel like it's from the cost perspective, because to show the true volatility, true duration between each trade, and true duration of each limit orders and the stack orders, you need a lot of resources. You need a lot of processing power, and you need a lot of bandwidth. And I feel like Lightspeed is not in the business of a platform, and they're more of a business of a brokerage. That's why they focus more on that. And I feel like they cut cost on support infrastructure for Lightspeed trading platform. Whether DAS is actually in the business of both, and primarily DAS is making a lot of money off of IB clients and TOS clients and other, like Centerpoint, right? DAS is making Cobra, I believe, trading too. A lot of brokers use DAS, so they need to focus on their platform performance, and I feel like it definitely shows. So having DAS, just kind of an FYI, guys, from my experience, what I find. And maybe I can do a video where I'll show you the level 2 on Lightspeed and level 2 on DAS. And then we'll do like a microsecond clock or something like that. And then I will show you how level 2 changes on DAS much faster than on Lightspeed. And not only that, but it shows you the changes. So you could see, like, for example, an 885 level on DAS and to 883, 884. And it happens all in like a milliseconds, whether DAS will just stay at 85 and then just stay at 83, and then that's it. That's all you see, those two levels. But in DAS, you would see the 3 levels that was jumping around. And sometimes it's important when you're trading bounces, micro bouncing, you want to see when the buyers are coming in and the stock is actually propping. So you know that 1 cent jump back and forth, that flicker, that's important sometimes if you're reading at that granularity for level 2. I know Bunman does read that granularity. So that's just my observation of things, and I don't know. For execution, Lightspeed's definitely there, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Center Point is next. Use their DAS, or maybe try Sterling platform. Maybe they're a little faster. You know, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But anyway, $285 today, $284. Not a bad day. I'm glad to be out of this rut of flat days. So to have something to show for this week. Otherwise, it would have been a really flat week. And by the way, before I forget, I did trade on Lightspeed today. I set up my Lightspeed last night, kind of to play around. My hot button I'm still a little intimidated to fully capitalize on that, on those trading the Lightspeed. It's just I've been out of it for a while, and my trading style definitely changed throughout the year, and I feel like Thinkorswim is spoiled me, and the way it spoiled me is free commissions. So sometimes, as you know, I can take 200, 300 trades a day, and today I took 166 orders, which is 80 trades. So that's if 250 a trade, you do the math. It's definitely over $400. Yeah, it's almost, yeah, that's over $400 worth of commission just to trade what I've traded. So obviously it was my profit factor that definitely could ruin you, because keep in mind, right, sometimes I trade. So for example, look at this. Look at the January 10th. I made almost 300 trades, and I was break even for the day. So you can't subtract the profits off of the commissions if you're flat for the day. Good thing you're flat. What if you're negative? So I would be down $700 on here, just in commissions for that day, trading my style of trading. So I feel like I needed that nudge, and maybe Lightspeed will give it to me in terms of, hey, I need to calm down in terms of the amount of trades I take. But I don't know if I should limit myself. If I see something in the market, if I see potential, I don't know if I should limit myself just because of the commissions. Because I guarantee you, and I know it for a fact, that like a large traders that don't pay or pay minimal commissions, they do millions of orders or millions of shares a day. They get such a tiny commission off of their orders that it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things for their scalping. And like, for example, algo trading. Some algos trade based on the level 2, and they scalp 1-2 cents between the spread, or they even trade spreads. They make thousands of trades on one stock, just on one stock, thousands trade a day to scalp for that single cent moves. There's no way they're paying commissions of 1-2 cents, because that would definitely cut into their profit big time. So share size is important, commission is important. I know commission structure, if you add or remove liquidity, is also affects, right? For example, at NASDAQ, you add liquidity, you get paid. Actually, if you remove liquidity, you actually get charged. And marketable orders, they remove liquidity. The only way you add liquidity to the market if you are buying below the bid, and if you're selling above the ask. That's how you are adding liquidity to the market, which is a limit orders. And they have to be above those prices. There can be limit orders at that price that's actually taking away the liquidity. So just something to keep in mind. The cost structure is different, and I wish there was a direct access broker with no commissions at all, with like Lightspeed. Why can't they just remove commissions? Why can't they just be a Santa Claus for this year and just give everybody a present? Even though, I read up, I got an email. New customers on Lightspeed get like a 10 grand commission rebate first 3 months, or first, I don't remember, don't quote me on that, but that's actually nice. For first 3 months I could do this scalp, And if my commissions are $700 a month, I'm going to get it back. That's an amazing opportunity to trade direct access for scalping for free. That's all. All right, guys. Stay cool. Stay green. Tomorrow's Friday. Monday's off for trading. So long weekend. Do some homework. Don't forget to enjoy your life. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.